and those of we are making a new introduction to, we thank you as well. I'll just jump right into it and give you a brief little quick introduction on who BirdDog software is. We actually started out back in the 90s as a Macola reseller, and in addition to having consultants flying around the United States and doing Macola implementations, we also had some developers on staff as well. So when we ran into issues where Macola either didn't handle a process very well or not at all, we were able to build custom solutions that enabled our customers to be able to do business the way they needed to do it. And if you see the slide here, this is just some of the more significant releases and things that we've done over the years that has brought us to where we are today. So our sweet spot in the market is really customers like you who are here today. Customers either doing distribution or manufacturing, and really enabling those customers to grow their business and to capitalize on new business opportunities as well. Today we want to talk about businesses and really the trends that we're seeing moving into this year, and some of the trends that have really developed a lot recently in the market. Inside, we've got lots of really staggering statistics that are eye-opening to the fact that as a whole, B2B is really moving a lot more to the web. Now, whether you are a company who has a very set group of customers and you're not looking to grow those via the web, or you may be on the other side of that, and you may be a B2B type of business, and you want to grow your customer base, and you'd like to very much so like to leverage your website or your web presence to be able to gain those new customers and new revenue opportunities. As you see here on the slide, one of the ones that stuck out to me the most was that, let's see here, 76% doing B2B. They say the most important factor in a website's design is they want to make it easy for to find the information that they need, whether that's a product, whether that is a technical document, maybe it's a white paper, or maybe it's as simple as a CAD drawing or something of that nature. That flexibility and that ease of use through their B2B, whether we're talking about a website that's open face to the public, or whether it's more of a login type of portal type of scenario. Another thing that I want to point out was 57% on the B2B buying decisions. 57% of the buying process is done prior to engaging with sales. B2B sites should be sales tools assisting the buying process. And so back in the old school days, the main school of thought was that, well, I only do business straight to other businesses, and so therefore don't need to have a real customer friendly type of website. And so what we're seeing here is more e-commerce is respecting more of an Amazon type of experience, whether you're doing business to business with just your customers, or like I said earlier, whether you're wanting to grow that customer base as well. Really what I want to do today is talk through some of our customer stories who are doing B2B type of business, but they're doing it in different ways in various aspects. And so the first story that I'd like to roll out is DCS, Diversified Computer Supplies, and one of the main things that was their Macola integration, that the B2B site be something that was very tightly integrated. They didn't want to have a process where they were having to maintain two separate sets of data, one for the website and one in the ERP system. So with that being said, we were able to bring the Moberly integration to the table for them that enabled, number one, it made it easy for them to do business with their customers. And secondly, and just as importantly, it also made it very easy for their customers to do business with them. And so we talk about Moberly integration. We're talking Moberly integration across the board. We're talking customers and pricing, inventory, stock levels, account balances, and more. And so when DCS came to us, they had some very specific needs. Number one, they needed order entry security support for multi-distribution locations. So they had I think 2 or 3 different distribution locations in the United States, and they needed their order entry to be very secure, and they needed order entry only to be available for certain regions of the United States. And so when orders would be placed in a certain region, we were able to send those orders to a specific distribution location based on where the order was going to be shipped to. It was very, very important for them. One of the other things that they needed was they needed real-time freight and credit card integration at entry. And so when I say at order entry, I mean inbound sales reps and customer service people, but at the same time, they also needed it on the web as well for e-commerce site. And so we were able to work with them to basically bring those solutions to the table to meet their needs in order for them to be able to grow and do business moving forward. The third thing that they basically needed XML integration as well for purchase orders and inventories. And after them and working through that whole process, we were able to build a site that was also able to, through XML, was also able for their customers to be able to log in, place purchase orders, and also be able to see inventory levels as well, what products were in stock, what products were on back order, and even in some cases we were able to show specific allocation or specific inventory levels as well, as far as what was on hand, what was allocated, and what was on back order. So the next is just going to be their customer-facing website. These is basically and toner supplier to lots of smaller businesses across the United States. And as you can see here, this is the public homepage, but the customers are required to log in their scenario. And so you just can't be someone brand new that the DS doesn't know about and be able to and place an order. They have a verification process that they do on the front end where they get the customer information, they get buying commitments, and are able to roll out pricing discounts based on whatever customer tier that a new customer would fall in. And so they create a login for that particular customer and send that out to them. And at that point, that customer can use that login to come here and check on place new orders, can check on orders that they've already placed, and they can do a good amount of customer self-service as well. And so space, that's one of the things that is very, very important to make this information available to your customers so that they can get this information at any time at their convenience. And so what we're looking at right now is the actual account page for a DCS customer. And as you can see here, we've got order history information where someone can click in, take a look at an old invoice. If they if need to, they can print a copy of it for their records. They can even come here and create a new order based on a previous order. So there are things that customers use their site for. And at the end of the day, it was this kind of integration that was really needed for them and requested by them that we were able to bring to the table. The next customer is a customer down in Dallas, Texas. We've been doing business with them, partnering with them since I think back in 2007, and that is the Standard Meat Company. And for them, their story is a little bit different because they have a very select group of customers that they work with, and they use their site as more of a customer portal as opposed to a public-facing site where a lot of information is available. And for them, they needed innovation. They needed a new way to be able to serve their customers through a web ordering process. It was very specific and exactly what they wanted, and we were able to work with them to help them out. And like I said previously, we made it easy for them to do business with their customers and for their customers to do business with them. Standard Meat is they're a meat supplier to very high-end restaurant chains around the United States. Here are some of their customers. I'm sure we're all familiar with at least a few of these. For instance, Outback Steakhouse place their orders through the portal that we deliver to Standard Meat, and they place those orders every week, and they are due in every Monday before noon. And so every Outback House across the United States will go to the Standard Meat website. They'll log in, and once they log in, they'll see a very specific page that is just for Outback Steakhouses. Using roles and permissions, we were able to set it up to where Outback Steakhouse is only able to see their view and the products that are available for them to purchase. For instance, Outback Steakhouse and Carrabba's and the Bonefish Grill are all Standard Meat customers. They all have different menus that they purchase from, and they needed to be able to set those menus up by customer. And so through our roles and permissions security system that they were able to accomplish that. And what we're looking at right now is an actual order screen for an Outback Steakhouse. And as you can see, it has a list of their menu items and their descriptions, as well as some pre-well, so that if a store manager is placing the order and he's really not sure on what kind of quantity that he needs to purchase on, he can take a look back and see what he ordered last year. He can also see what he's ordered the previous 4 weeks, and has really enhanced the transaction process between both Outback Steakhouse and all the other customers for Standard Meat. And so, again, only customers can come to the Standard Meat website and log in and be able to place orders. They are not doing any new business I apologize, but they're not accumulating or acquiring any new business via the web. It's just basically for their set customers and their known customers. And so that's what we were able to do for Standard Meat. And again, we've been doing business with them since 2007. We still have open projects going with them today, and we're always trying to sharpen the saw, so to speak, and continue to innovate with them based on the needs of their customers, which here in 2015, that is gone from just being something that would be nice to have, and it's really a requirement for most B2B type of businesses doing business today. The next story that I would like to share is for Patty. Patty is a worldwide. It's a global business organization, and for them, because they do business internationally, they needed a platform that was very, very flexible and was flexible enough so that it could handle for varying international shipping rules and tax requirements. They have different databases They also have, I think, let's see, we'll take the next slide. This is really their customer-facing site, which do. So what they came to us needing was they needed to have multiple websites, one for each Macola database, and they needed different dive shops around the world to be able to log in and place orders. Now, when those dive shops log in, they'd be ordering some what we may call some dive swag. Maybe it's a Patty shirt or a Patty hat, but the majority of those that go through are for validations and certifications. And so you go and maybe you're in Maui or Honolulu, and you want to go a little bit off the shore, and you want to do a scuba dive. Well, before you do that, there is a certification process that you have to go through, and those dive shops all around the world, once those certifications are done and complete, they go to the Patty site, they log in, and they purchase those certifications online, and they roll those out to their customers. And so Patty, again, is another customer that's been doing business with us probably since 2005, and the flexibility that they need has continued over the years. There's been lots of, as most of you are aware, lots of new tax laws just in the United States, and the same goes for other countries around the world as well. And so they've been able to utilize our platform and take advantage of its flexibility to be able to support those new rules, those new laws, etc. This basically a short quick map of all of the Patty locations worldwide. As you can see, they're in North and South America. They have a Europe, and they are in Australia as well. And really, they actually came to us because of the flexibility of our e-commerce site and our e-commerce platform. They needed that same type of flexibility within their order entry process, and so we were able to roll out our web order entry platform, which we'll take a look at here a little bit later. And included in our order entry platform is lots of things that are necessary to be able to really take care of the customer on the front end, and as well as be very, very efficient throughout that whole process. Included in the web-based order entry platform, we have credit card integration. We also have freight integration as well, so you can give the customers real-time freight quotes on the front end. In addition to that, we also have a custom order rules engine, which is what they use to queue in all of their different tax requirements and shipping requirements around the world based on whatever the rules and whatever the requirements are for that particular country or for that region. And so it was really through that we were able to bring them the flexibility that they needed to be able to accommodate all of those varying rules and regulations. Next story that I wanted to share with you today is for Vox Printing. Vox Printing is actually a local company to us. They're located in Edmond, Oklahoma, just about 30 minutes north of Oklahoma City, where we're located. And for them, they have a very, very specific goal and requirement for their platform. Number one, Vox Printing only has one customer. For them, it's a very significant customer, and that customer is McDonald's. And so Vox Printing does all of the printing for all of the corporate McDonald's locations across the United States, as well as all of the franchises as well. They apply print supplies. So anytime that you get a tray liner, if you drop into a McDonald's anywhere in the United States and you peel back that Big Mac or those fries, and you see the tray liner, that was printed by Vox Printing. Vox Printing is not using their platform to attract and gain new business, but they are using it specifically to do those McDonald's locations and requirements. But one thing that we're very proud about is that Vox Printing, as a preferred vendor of McDonald's Corporation, website review recently for all of their vendors, and McDonald's actually awarded Vox Print's e-commerce site with the highest score of all of the vendors that they work with, and that does include companies such as Staples and Granger's. You see, in addition to that, the e-commerce site was also awarded a perfect score in the user interface category, and so that's something that we're very proud about, and we don't take that lightly. And even that we did receive those high scores, we are also working with them on a consistent basis, again sharpening the saw and just making sure that not only is Vox happy with the site, but making sure definitely that the users of the site, for us, the customers, are very happy and pleased with it as well, and making sure that as their business rules change and as the requirements may tweak a little from time to time, making sure that the site makes those changes very, very easy to handle, and also very, very intuitive for the user and for the customers alike. Here's the Vox Printing site. This is public facing. You can go out and you can look at voxprint.com. But as you can see up there in the right-hand corner, if you are wanting to place an order, you do have to log in. And so there's a little bit of information that you can come here as an anonymous browser, and you can learn about Vox Printing and learn about who they are and what they do, see their company information, but only McDonald's corporate stores and franchises are able to log in and actually see products and inventory. And that into the next slide, this is the category page that a McDonald's corporate store would see once logged in. They could use this menu here to drill into and find whatever product or whatever SKU it is that they need to purchase. And we've made that a very, very easy process. And again, even though this is more of a B2B customer portal, so to speak, we've really made this through graphics and images, and also just the process. We've made this more of an Amazon type of experience for those McDonald's stores across the United States. And that's one of the big trends that we're seeing really trend up significantly, and that is the basically desire for B2B transactions to be and look more B2C and less old school B2B, if that makes sense. And so the next screen that we're going to take a look at here is an actual item page. All of these companies that we're talking about today, they run some kind of version of Macola. Some of them are on production. Some of them are on ES, and we also have some that are running Exact Macola 10 as well. And so again, that's one of the bits that we're able to bring to the table for our B2B clients, is that once they get on our platform, regardless of how they upgrade and when they upgrade, the platform is going to continue to pay dividends and be able to support both their processes but also their customers as well. And what we're again is the item page. All information is pulling from Macola, specifically the available quantity breaks, as you can see here. Also, even the pricing. There are some things that Vox to have for some custom fields and different just information and data that they need to be able to receive on their e-commerce site when an order is placed. And we've allowed them to really customize their pages in order to capture the data that's needed, so that once they receive an order, nobody in customer service has to get that order, take a look at it, call that McDonald's store and say, yeah, I see that you want these items here, and I see that you want this some of those, but I have some questions for you for us to be able to fulfill the order. That does not happen. And so instead, what we've done is we've added these custom fields here that allow them to capture all the data that's needed in order for a complete order to be placed and fulfilled. Things that was really giving Vox heartburn was the process of sending out a quote and having the customer review that quote back to Vox customer service and say, yes, this quote, I'd like to convert this quote to an order. So at that time, the customer service person would have to pull up that order in either our engine or Macola order entry, go through the convert to order process, and do it the old school way. So that was really burning up a lot of time in their customer service department and sales department, and their inbound phone calls were really high for those kinds of requests specifically, and so it got to be an issue. It came to us and said, "Hey, can you help us out with this?" And so we worked with them, and we basically automated that whole process. And so now what happens at Vox is when Vox got a quote, included in that quote will be a link embedded in that email that the customer can click on at any time. And once they click on that link, it's going to bring them to this page that we're looking at now. All they have to do is type in their quote number. Once they type in their quote number, basically convert that quote to a shopping cart. And so once that happens, the customer, or the McDonald's specifically, can connect out at any place at any time without having to go through the middleman of Vox customer service or their Vox sales rep. And so this is really the process itemized that we were able to do for them. It's really added. Number one, it added a lot of efficiency to their sales reps and their customer service department just with those phone calls going away. But secondly, it also added a tremendous amount of convenience for those McDonald's store managers who were placing those orders. They didn't previously. This process that we rolled out for them, they would have to call within certain hours of the day when Vox's customer service department was open. If they had a question or if they needed to convert that quote to an order, they were on Vox's time schedule. And so now they can go at any time of the day. They can click the link, go to the Vox site, and convert that quote to an order without ever having to call customer service or their sales rep back. And so that has added a tremendous amount of efficiency to their particular process. And so that's just another thing that you just run into those kinds of things when you're doing business-to-business type of transactions. You'll, as many of you already know, you may have a unique situation that you're dealing with today that may be giving you heartburn. And we actually really take pride in being able to partner with you and address those needs to bring about a solution that's honestly both you and your customer. The story that I wanted to share with you today is for Danchuck Manufacturing. Danchuck is both a partner of Ativo and BirdDog Software, and has been for it's probably about 7-8 years at least. They're based out in Southern California. An old 57 Chevy out in your garage that you're trying to restore, it's very likely that you're familiar with Danchuck Manufacturing. They build and supply carts and different parts and accessories for those specific years. I think it's 56, 57, and 58 Chevys. And when they came to us, they had some very, very specific needs as well. Looking picture, I could look at that for about 10 minutes, but I know that we're on the schedule, so we'll continue to move on. But regardless of what kind of part you need, whether it's a headlight, whether it's a steering wheel, whether it's a brake system that you need for your car, you can go here and be able to find everything that you need. specifically came to us recently and they said, hey, we realized that that's mobile friendly is tremendously important, and we need our site to be able to service our customers who are searching for us on a phone or a tablet or a PC. And it just so happens that we were ahead of the curve on that, and we'd been working on implementing responsive web design, which is the technology that enables that. Previous to responsive web design, if you want a mobile-friendly site, you actually have to create a new URL, a new website, and also a new set of data that was specific to mobile devices. So that required people who wanted those types of mobile sites to manage two sets of data, which is very, very manual, it's just a headache and it's no fun. And so we implemented responsive web design, and what that did for Danchuck was when they took their upgraded site, which included responsive design, when they took that live, it enabled them to just drive the content of the site with just one database and one set of data, and it also optimized that content depending on what device their users were coming to their site with. And so this picture here, the screenshot, this really is not an accurate depiction. As you can see, the tablet and the phones look very similar to the laptop and the screen, but actually, if you were to go out and look at those on a phone or a tablet, the content of the site is going to be displayed in a different manner, which is very, very specifically optimized for those devices. And so, number one, not only is it convenient for their customers to be able to do that, which even more and more B2B type of business, it all starts on a phone or a tablet. One of the B2B trend percent that we took a look at earlier were it was over 50% of B2B sales start with the search engine. And so what is that means it's very, very important for your website to be mobile-friendly. Back in, I think it was May or June, Google started penalizing companies and company websites that were not mobile-friendly. And so, for instance, if you had a website that was not mobile-friendly and someone went to look for a product or service that you provide on a mobile device, and once Google recognized that your site was not friendly for that mobile device, they would either drop you significantly in the search rankings or not even show you at all, depending on what your competitors were doing in that space with mobile commerce. And so it's a big deal now. And so it's something that, again, it's another one of those things where it's gone from just being nice to have, and it's really business requirement now. And so we're happy to be able to assist our in a very, very high level, top tier type of mobile experience for their customers. This will be the last customer story for today. This is going to be talking about Sportsmith. Sportsmith started out very, very targeted as a B2B type of company. They do business with Gold's gyms all across the United States, as well as lots of other fitness facilities, YMCAs as well, but also service average Joe that may have a Stairmaster in his den, and he needs a replacement part for it. And another customer that they're doing business with us for quite some time. They jumped on BirdDog Ecommerce very, very early. I think we were on version 2.3 when they started partnering with us. And just for your information, later this year we'll be rolling out version 10. And so they've been a great partner and a great customer of ours. This is a quote that I love. It's from Tony Hsieh, the CEO of Zappos. The e-commerce is no longer needed. It's just the way the world does business. And I know Zappos.com, you say, well, they're not B2B. They primarily are a B2C type of customer. But really, we're seeing the shift, and we're seeing the trend significantly, regardless of whether you're selling to distributors or wholesalers, or whether you're selling to the general public. There's really been a push, especially these last couple of years, for there to be a very, very similar type of experience, regardless of the B or B2C dilemma. And so Sportsmith came to us with some very specific needs as well. And so we're at their homepage right now. They wanted, number one, they wanted both their business customers and their consumer customers to be able to find products very, very quickly, very, very easily. And they wanted to give them multiple ways of being able to drill down to the item or the product that was needed. Taking a look at one of their item pages, they also have a live chat tabled here on their site, as well as reviews. And so reviews in the past has been something that most people would think is more of a B2C type of function, but they are seeing a lot of traffic on these pages and on their review pages by their business customers alike. They want to know what other businesses think about it, and they just want to be able to make the most informed buying decision that they can. And so that's another example of the B2C feature and functionality, that line is just continuing to be blurred more and more every day, because the business consumers are expecting the consumer type of experience and all of the functionality that goes with that. So we're looking at another item page, and again, we're pulling specifically from Macola things like the price, the $475. This is an anonymous browser who's not logged in. They're seeing a default price inside of Macola, as well as some other available quantity breaks that they can see as well. As far as our form goes, it's to be very, very flexible, because just there's so many different business processes and configurations. And so whether you are a B2B business and you want customers to just be able to see inventory, pricing, availability, you want them to see that right off the bat, they can certainly do that. Or if you want to close it down and make it a little more then you can also require logins before some of that information is available. So we had one other thing they wanted us to assist them with, and that was with the filter menu. And so it's through that filtering menu that allows them to their customers to do a very, very multi-dimensional type of drill down to find the product or SKU that they're looking for. And they did not use our particular technology to that. They used a third-party menu. I think they spent about 6 figures on that, just the menu itself. However, I just wanted to bring this up today because this is something that we will be rolling out at some point this year. Will be a filter menu that's available for both you and your customers, because whether it's a B2B or B2C type of experience, again, consumers, businesses, they're looking for that functionality to be able to streamline the order experience. So in addition to the e-commerce site, they also rolled out our customer service and web order entry platform and enabled them to add the same type of functionality and efficiency that they have on their e-commerce to their inbound and outbound sales rep order entry experience as well. So what we're looking at right here is just the dashboard for what we call customer service, which is for service departments. It's for reps, whether they're inbound or outbound, and it gives them their information. It makes it available to them very quickly, very, very easily. Allows them to place orders as needed. This is web-based, and so we have customers who place these orders on a desktop in a call center. We have customers who have route salesmen who load inventory up in a truck and go out and visit different customers and sell throughout the day, and they're placing orders on like a Tough Book or an iPad. And so it's from a pure fit standpoint, it encompasses a lot of different scenarios and supports them very, very well. And again, that has our credit card functionality built into it. We'll talk a little bit more about credit cards here in just a moment. But it's got Google type-ahead search, or a Google-like type-ahead search, I should say, that allows their employees to find products very quickly and easily. It's got freight quotes built into it. You can also do coupons as well. For instance, if you have just a unique business rule that you need to incorporate into your order entry process, that can easily be done. Whether that is, whether giving an item a discount, whether it is sending it to a specific warehouse location or distribution location, like DC needed, or whether you're like Patty and you have different shipping or different tax rules that need to be applied based on different scenarios. Order rules and customer service will enable you to meet those needs and those requirements. Just a real quick snapshot of what we've been able to do for Sportsmith over the past 5 years. As you can see, they've experienced a 50% increase in orders, a 135% increase in web sales, and also a 15% decrease in the number of inbound phone calls that their customer service department is receiving. And that is primarily because of the customer self-service that we've been able to add via the e-commerce engine. And so it's these kinds of statistics that make us want to get out of bed and go to work every day. We love it when we're able to partner with different companies and see dramatic results like we've seen at Sportsmith. And it's no different. And really what they found out was as Sport was rolling out their B2B site, which we took a look at, they were seeing a lot of traffic from smaller fitness centers and YMCAs. They were wanting to go through a additional sales rep type of experience. They were going to the website and placing their orders. And so how some of these numbers came about is it's not because they did any special program or any special campaign. It's just because that's the trend where B2B is moving to. And so the thing that we're very excited about being able to do Sportsmith. Finally, here I just wanted to talk about the credit card processing. I know of B2B type of companies. They build on terms specifically, but I realize that there's a lot of you out there as well who may have credit card processing, even though you're in more of a B2B type of environment. So we actually have a partnership with both the Ativo Group and Century Business Solutions. Century is great just on as level, but if you're doing B2B type of transactions, we realize that margin may be razor thin, and so you want to pinch the pennies anywhere that you can, and Century Business Solutions really allows you to do that, and they come in with very, very low as far as their services, and this is something that we're really excited about being able to bring to the table. And Greg, you're there. I'll be happy to step back and let you talk about that process in a little bit more detail if you'd like.
I won't bore everyone too much, but Century Business Solutions approached us probably about 2 years ago. They've been in the integration space. They integrate with Sage, SAP, QuickBooks, Dynamics, and they had a void in the Macola space, and they're literally a 15-minute drive down the freeway from our offices. So they approached us, and we've been developing this credit card integration ever since. We unveiled it at last year's Evolve conference, and we've really perfected it. And we've brought a few clients on board, and again presented it just a couple months ago at Evolve. Essentially, it's a completely PCI compliant processing credit card processing gateway. Data is not stored on your servers. It's not stored on Century's servers. Instead, what they do is they use a process called tokenization, which essentially they encrypt the customer's credit card data and apply, for lack of a word, a unique code for that customer's credit card information. And then at that point, anytime you want to process a credit card, it's that code instead of the credit card information. So it's an ultra secure. It goes above and beyond PCI compliance. And because of the integration and the amount of data that's passed through that tokenization, guaranteed to process the cards at the lowest possible interchange rate. Basically means it's guaranteed to your cost as far as your payment processing costs. It's going to save money. It integrates with Pression. It integrates with ES. It integrates with Macola 10. You can process cards right within your accounting system. Worked with BirdDog and Jeremy's team over there to develop integration into the Ecommerce platform as well. So cards that are processed through a BirdDog Ecommerce website are going to enjoy the same benefits as if you were processing using the Biz Gateway directly in your Macola system as well. So that's something that, again, if that's another question, another topic that anyone want to discuss, you can feel free to contact us here at the Ativo group. I don't want to go far into or too deep into that. It's kind of a different topic of discussion. But I mean, if anyone has any questions about that, feel free to contact us, and I'll hand it back over to Jeremy and get back onto the topic at hand.
All right, Greg, I appreciate you giving detail on that. So I just have one more slide before we get to the question and answer session, which I definitely think it's important, and that is basically just a presentation here. And so this is just a few of the B2B web sales essentials that we're noticing and trending up in the B2B market and the B2B commerce world. Number one, as we talked about, is integration. You've got to have that for efficiency and convenience, both for you and your customers. The next one is innovation. We in the ability to be able to see changes in the market and be able to be ahead of the curve on that and assist you in being there as well when your customers need you to be there. Whether talking about new technologies, whether we're talking about things like the responsive web design, or maybe it's a tax type of requirement or tax law that may be newly implemented. We want to give you the ability to be able to function and prosper in those scenarios. Thirdly is flexibility. We have a lot of different customers doing business total different ways, and so having a platform that gives you the ability to tweak things. You may have a customer come to you and say, "Hey, we'd love to do business with you, but we need to do business in this manner. We need you to support this specific process." It's those kinds of things that we pride ourselves on partnering with you to bring to the table so that you can acquire new business, new revenue opportunities at the same time. Is customizability, and someone to Google that to even see if that's a word. I'm not sure it is, but I think we all know what we're talking about here. Like we talked about on the Vox story, they had one customer and they needed to be able to service that customer. They were selling a product that was a little abnormal and required lots of additional fields and data capture was necessary in order to have the website as a one-step process for the order, to make sure that it wasn't just the start of the process and then someone had to receive that in the office and then make a phone call and ask 5 or 6 or 7 different questions before they could actually execute that order through the warehouse. Only responsive web design, again, this is no longer just something nice to have. It's not just a nice feature. If you're going to do business today on the web, you've got to be responsive. You've got to be mobile friendly. Otherwise, Google is looking to give the Google users the best experience possible. So anytime someone searches for a product or service that a company has that's not mobile friendly, Google is not going to send them there. It's our pleasure to assist our customers as well in making their site mobile friendly and making sure that Google and our customers stay on good, so to speak. And so that concludes the presentation part of the webinar today. I'll pass it over to Greg now to jump to the Q&A session.
Great. Thank you, Jeremy, for that presentation. A lot of great information in there. We did have a couple questions come through chat. I'm also going to right now, will unmute everyone. So if you do have questions, absolutely feel free to shout them out. Don't be shy. First question I want to jump into, Jeremy, is someone they currently have using like ship software like ShipGear and Avalara, Avatax. Would Bird integrate with that, or is BirdDog positioned kind of replace those third-party add-ons?
That's a great question. First, for Avatax, we realize that Avatax is not a requirement for every company, but if it is a requirement, you have Avalara. And so, as recently as I think it was May or June, at one time we had a sales tax connector that connected our customers' websites to their Avatax accounts. And at one time, that was an add-on module, but in the last couple of months, we have basically scrapped that, and we're just giving that out for free, and it's a part of our e-commerce and web-based order entry package. And so, if Avatax is something that you're using as of today and need to continue to use our platform, whether we're talking e-commerce or order, we'll completely support that as well. As far as shipping software goes, like ShipGear, if you're to interface your tracking information back to Macola, we do have a piece of software that does that same thing. But if you already have ShipGear, there's no use in replacing it if it's working fine for you. And so what we would do, instead of have you change your business process, we would just honor that process. And so with that, we would support that tracking information on the web as well and make it available to customers when they go to your website and log in. They would be able to see that tracking information for orders that have shipped but just haven't arrived. At the same time, we'd also make that information available to sales reps and customer service personnel as well, so that they can have that tracking information right convenient when somebody calls in. They would have that available, and if needed to, could just shoot a quick email out to that contact with that tracking information.
Thank you. We have another question. Actually, maybe it's just my echo. I have another person was asking if there's an EDI. Is it compatible with EDI, or does it integrate with EDI? Some people have EDI requirements from their vendors.
As far as EDI goes, that is not a space that we jumped into. We have customers customers, specifically DCS, one of the customer stories we talked about. They have an EDI type of process, but they're utilizing a different technology, and that technology is CXML. It went into the weeds as far as the details on that, but just the easiest addition of that is CXML is an EDI replacement that is that one format. Whereas if you're doing EDI, you may have 5 different customers and 5 different EDI formats. Whereas CXML is a standardized format that enables you to streamline that process a little bit more without having to pay consultants or developers to create those new EDI formats. And so it does require a bi-directional commitment. So DCS committed to it and DCS vendors committed to it. And so it worked out great for them. And if that's something that you'd be interested in talking about further, we can certainly do that. But I think that gives you a high-level, at least, answer to that question.
Thank you. This question, I think you covered a little bit when we were talking about the Sportsmith customer story, but they were wondering if they can set up like an open portal for new customers instead of, or maybe like if I'm in the question correctly, have login for existing customers so they can place their orders, but also have an option for people who might already be customers to be able to place orders. That's something that you guys can do?
Certainly. And like I said, our platform is very, very configurable, not just because we want it to be configurable, but because that's really what it has to be to serve and support our clients and just the way so many people do business today, whether we're talking B2B or B2C. We have clients who just strict B2B, and like I said, like we saw today, standard meat. If you're not going to go to their site and create a new customer and be able to see information, that's not going to happen. But we do have other customers who do sell primarily to wholesalers and distributors. So if you're a wholesaler and distributor for or to that company, they can definitely log in and be able to place orders. However, they also give new customers the ability to create a new user and be able to place an order. The difference is that if a known customer, you're probably going to have some sort of customer discount or a price code set up in Moberly that the site will honor and pass across those discounts to you, whereas maybe somebody that is just coming to the site for the first time and placing an order, they may be paying default pricing. And so it's different things like that we want to make it easy for you to do business with your customers. And so during the implementation process is usually how that works, what your goals are for the site and the functionality, and we'll bring that to life on the website.
One more question that came in over chat, and again, I think you touched on this a little bit with the Patty example, but does the platform handle like international currency and doing, if you have, let's say they're doing business with companies outside the U.S., how does the platform kind of handle that?
So our system honors the multi-currency module in Moberly. So if multi-currency is something that you need to do, chances are you purchase that module. If you purchase that module, then our platform will certainly honor that. But what we've seen, a B2B trend that we've seen changing, is that you have a lot of customers that regardless of where you're selling into in the world, they're going to use Visa, and they're going to enter their Visa information, and we'll let their bank handle all of the
conversion.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll let them handle the conversions, and so it's really made it easy for international companies to the currency issue.
Great. So those are all the questions that came through chat. Oh, wait, here's one that just came through. What does this newer credit card processing system have to do with BDS credit card deluxe package and BDS distribution and/or e-commerce? The credit card processing system that we touched a little bit is just an additional feature that's added on to the BirdDog e-commerce solution. It's something that we worked with Jay's team, like I said, to develop, and it really is just it's a PCI compliant processing gateway. It's going to reduce your processing fees as far as what the bank is versus what the bank or your current processor is charging you. And we recognize that a lot of Moberly users have an e-commerce component, and really it's just it's an integration. It's just an added feature to what Dog already brings to the table. And is there anyone any other questions? Speak now, forever hold your peace. We have a shy audience today, but if there's no other questions, then I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Again, I wanted to thank Jeremy, especially for joining us today and presenting just a really great webinar with a lot of really valuable information. I want everyone who called in and joined us today. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to Jeremy at BirdDog or reach out to me directly. My email is Greg, G-R-E-G, at ativoconsulting.com. And Jeremy, if you wanted to shout your email real quick.
If you want to email me directly, you can do so at Jeremy, B-E-R-E-M-Y, at BirdDog, BirdDogsw.com. Or if you just want to make it easy, you can send it to sales at BirdDogsw.com. And I just want to echo what Greg said. We certainly appreciate you all taking the time to spend with us this morning and afternoon, depending on where you are. It was my pleasure to be a part.